Hey everyone, Ralf from Summit Expedition Trucks here. I'm here with Wes from 4x4 Podcast, and we're here with quite a few trucks at the BC Overland Rally. This is our customer's 2021 Tacoma that we've outfitted for his specific applications. He's a hunting guide, and so he's usually deep into the bush. So he wanted something that was had lots of gear access, but some storage, and a full-time canopy setup. So we got it set up with a Red Arc Manager 30 and 2000 watt inverter. Cool thing on this one is to keep all the battery and the wiring tucked. So we got this pull-out drawer. The battery for it is actually just behind the drawer. So he's got a little bit of a shorter drawer here, but everything's tucked away for that house battery and nice and tidy. So going around the truck here, so it's a powder-coated black, 6-foot tray on with a 6-foot canopy on a short 5-foot box truck. Then we've got our spare fuel can holder here, 4-foot pull-out drawer. And I just want to take a quick look at this right here. You can see how the dust is collected on the outside, but nothing on the inside.
Right.
Yeah. So it's fully
sealed well.
Yes. Yeah. Huge for if you want to keep any sort of gear in there, and of course it's lockable, so you don't have to worry about any grimy hands taking your gear away. Ladder on the back here, so that just flips open, giving you access to your rooftop tent or anything else that you got set up on the roof. That just goes away nicely here like that. Moving along, we've got the spare tire carrier. These are set up for anything from a 31 to a 35 on the back of the Tacomas. You can fit a 37, but most Tacoma owners don't run them that big. Moving on to this side, got a nice little ARB twin compressor tucked in here, and the 1-gallon air tank. Great use of space on this truck. And then we continue into here with another drawer and a top shelf.
Nice setup.
Very tidy, very ergonomic and usable. Lots of gear storage, which is just huge.
Yeah.
Can never have too much space. He's also got onboard water, so he's got 47 liters of fresh water to carry around with him too when he's out in the bush. And definitely keeps everything together and tidy.
So moving from that onto the Dodge, the canopy is a option, so you can go with just a regular flatbed.
That's exactly what this one is here for. So this is my personal truck. It's a 2018 Ram 1500 Eco Diesel, and so we did a semi setup build. So I got my spare on the back here to show you kind of where to put that bigger spare, because once you get past the 33 on these trucks, you can't fit underneath anymore. So I got that set up there. I did the side gates on this one, again, because I wanted more of a pickup truck again. If I want to throw a canopy on, I can.
Yep.
That's no problem. But now let's say I got to carry something that's bigger.
Pop it off.
Pop it off. Take the side gates off to store them in the garage. Go get that giant thing that I got to pick up that's going to stick out further. And then on this truck too, we set this one up with our optional D-rings, D-ring tie downs, so that if I want to load the quad or the dirt bikes on there, I got a good place to secure those. So those are an option that we also offer. Standard on all our beds is this rope rail here, and it's gusseted as well underneath each one of these, so they give it lots of strength, so you can really ratchet something down on there as well. And then of course I got my front and rear toolboxes just to tidy it up real clean. And then in the back here, because I wanted to keep it just a little bit more simple, I didn't do a drawer.
Okay,
yeah. Have the drawer. So this is more of like what a base model setup would be.
Yeah.
So it just has a license plate holder, and What I did do on this one, because I had a customer who's like, "Hey, can you put like bed lights in the bed?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So what we did is on his truck, and I did the same thing on this one. I took the Baja designs, and they're hooked up to my cab lights. So when I open up the doors or whatever, those guys go on.
Cool. That's
and
neat.
They'll automatically shut off.
Right.
Just like the timeout with the other setup of the truck there. So
nice, clean, simple setup. So
super simple. Nothing too crazy, nothing too glamorous. My idea was I wanted a pickup truck. As a pickup truck again, I just don't like the factory box. It's useless. I got on this I can still reach nearly halfway.
Right.
I got a much bigger loading surface.
Yeah.
I'm coming up a bit, but totally worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We did a podcast interview with you
Yes.
back in the fall, and so our listeners, definitely recommend going back and checking that out, because we did get into some really good discussions of
Yeah, great detail that we covered
a
there.
lot more detail. Yeah, for sure. So
Absolutely.
we do have also the white truck here, simple with the canopy on it as well, and powder. I love the powder coating white on
Yes.
the.
So what we wanted to do is do more of like a two-tone kind of finish. So this truck, we just had a Crave actually. They did the whole front end there with the AEV front bumper,
Yeah.
and it's got all the lights on it and the snorkel on there as well. Then we did the AEV Catla wheels. It ties it all together really clean.
Yeah.
When we sent the truck down to them, we didn't have the canopy on, just had the side gates and the spare tire in the back, just like on the 1500
Yeah.
here. But because the side gates were white too, it just looked like we just picked this thing up in Australia and just dropped it off in Canada, right?
Yeah,
Like, it just
nice.
looked
Nice.
really clean.
And then we've got the Land Cruiser in behind you.
Yes, absolutely. So before we head over to the Land
Yep.
Cruiser, this is one of those cool little accessories I came up with. It's a little side table that just clips into the sides of the beds.
Okay, that must have been after the podcast. That's something
that
new.
was after the podcast. So
Yep.
that just sits in here like this, locks in place. You can never have too much table space.
Yes,
Right?
yes, that is a great idea.
So, and then on this truck as well, we also decided to do a 5-foot pull-out drawer. And we got that tabletop on here as
Yep.
well. And then this guy
Fit
fits inside here as well.
There we go.
So, all tucked away.
Yeah, that is great.
Nice, clean, simple.
And then this one here, you got more jerry cans
so we
on this
decided
one.
to do a 3 jerry can holder on this one. You know, he's carrying diesel, water, and gasoline. And then two-tone paint on this one. So we got an exterior white, interior gray, just like that other Tacoma over there.
Yeah.
Right now it's a blank slate to be built out, but it gives you that's how we like to set these trucks up. It's just like, hey, here's a big open box, play with it.
Yeah,
Because I can build you the coolest setup, but if it doesn't work for you,
yeah,
nobody's happy.
yeah. You're almost better starting from scratch kind of idea, and then
Yeah, just
progress
open
from there.
concept, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly.
So then we got
And
more
then-
of like a highway truck set up
Yep.
on this one. So same deck as the other truck, but we wanted to show you like I think it comfortably fit big ATV.
Yeah,
Don't have to worry about your tailgate being slapped around back there,
yeah.
and you can still pull a trailer.
Right. Yes.
So-
yeah,
Yeah. So this is
simple.
simple.
Yeah.
That's it's the same two-tone again, but it's just tidy. And that's the pull truck that we used to bring the RV down to the show, just so we had somewhere to stay, right?
Yeah.
But just keeping things simple is our thing, and this truck really shows just a more of a highway
Yeah.
setup.
Yeah.
Right. So
And even people can start with that, and then if they
Exactly.
decide to go to everything, from my understanding, is modular.
correct. Like
in
if
your
you
world.
wanted to, you could start with just the deck, fenders.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Add those toolboxes after.
Yes.
Front or rear, however you want to do it.
Add the drawer later
Add
on.
the drawer later on, right?
Yeah.
If you started like with the 1500 there with just that license plate bracket.
Yeah.
And then move on to the drawer.
Yeah.
That's
Once you figure out what you want to do.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Like we understand that everyone's budgets and needs are different.
Yeah.
And we wanted to provide that modular system so that
Yeah.
you can do that, right?
Yeah.
So-
Exactly.
Then of course everyone's favorite. I think this is Wes's favorite.
It is.
So Garrett's Land Cruiser, his 79 series, it is a weapon of a configuration,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
it is,
It's tidy. It's well equipped. So we did the tray back in 22, and then last year, actually at the Vernon meetup, we delivered this canopy.
Yes.
Took it off of the 1500, laid it onto the we carried it over with 4 people because it's not that heavy.
Yeah.
Right? It's just awkward, so you want the 4 people to carry it, but yeah, move it over.
Yeah. Nice and simple. And then Vil from Crave
Yes.
has a really great one. I did a walk around earlier with Vil, so that'll be on another video. But
Yep.
definitely check out Geo Scout Adventures on Instagram as well.
Yes.
And he's got I love his.
His Tacoma is like the absolute rocket of a Tacoma. It's supercharged. It's on, I think, 37s.
Yeah.
It's long travel. It's got a short little, we did a 5-foot tray on it with a
Yes.
4-foot canopy.
Yeah.
Even he said he went went from his factory box with the alu cab topper and everything like that. He's got a shorter setup now, a more balanced setup. He has more space because because you're going from left to right instead of front to back because you're coming up over the wheels. Not a space you have, it's just
that much better. So definitely that's another option, is going to a shorter, instead of running a 6 foot. If you had a 6 foot bed, you can go into a 6 foot or a 5 foot flat deck, right? Just to try and give you a bit more clearance in the back.
Exactly, right? Like for the hardcore wheelers, that's why we offer, like, you got a 5 foot box truck, 5 foot deck, that's as short as you can get it. Same with the 6 foot box truck, 6 foot deck, nice and short. But you still have double the square footage you had than the factory box.
And then you can also go to a longer tray on there if you wanted, right?
So now we actually offer, since our podcast, so for the mid-size trucks we offer 5 foot, 5.5, and 6 foot. For the mid-size trucks, for the short box, like the 5 foot chassis, Ranger, Tacoma, Gladiator, Colorado Canyon, Nissans. Got that 5.5 is the new number, because let's say you wanted to run a 5 foot canopy, but you didn't really want that 6 foot deck, and the 5 foot doesn't give you enough space to put that spare tire properly, especially if you're running a 35. You want that weight of the tire on the deck. So now we offer that 5.5. And the same goes with the 6 foot box trucks. We now offer not only the 6 and the 7 foot, but a 6.5. Same idea. Want to run a 6 foot canopy, but you don't want to run that 6 foot deck, you don't want to run that 7 foot deck, 6.5.
Perfect. Beautiful. Awesome. And how can people reach you?
Absolutely. So we are on social media, Summit Expedition Trucks, online at setoverland.com. Same with Facebook, Summit Expedition Trucks. And they can call us directly at 780-881-7983. That's my personal direct number, so that they can get a hold of us. But we are we're growing big. Like the 1500 here is deck number 100.
Wow.
Our old Tacoma that we sold to Rob, he came with it here. That's deck number 1. So just to give you guys the scope of how much we've grown since 2020, it's substantial.
And I think we were talking earlier, and there's 13 of them here at this event.
13 units here total. So we brought 4. Garrett's got his. Avery's got from Gear for Overland has his Tundra here. Ville's Tacoma. Fab from West Coast Off-Roaders, his Tacoma's here. We just did a Nissan Patrol with Rugged Destinations out of Washington. They're here with that unit. We got a customer, Russ from Calgary, with his Land Rover Defender 130. Beautiful setup with a 4-wheel camper on the back of it. That's here as well. And then, of course, our old Tacoma. That gentleman showed up. And then your good friend Brian, he's here with his Tacoma as well, with a 7 foot deck and some toolboxes on it. And then we also have another customer with their Power Wagon. 7.5 foot deck and a 7 foot canopy. The thing is massive.
That's
but
cool.
They wanted the ultimate storage, and they got it.
Awesome. Beautiful. I appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you.